We live, man. Sketchpad Podcast. We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the page. So today we're going to be talking about should Kendrick Lamar be on a time clock and should he respond within a certain amount of time? And we're gonna get into this because there's a debate going on right now. And I'm gonna give my take. Of course, S is gonna give his take. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. So look, man. So let's give a little bit of back history real quick, so people can understand what's really going on here. So back in 2013, Kendrick Lamar released a verse called "Control," and when he released "Control," it sent the hip hop world into a frenzy. Even people he didn't mention was making replies to the verse. He made it into something competitive. Hip hop, I'm not gonna say it was stale back then, but Control came out of nowhere. It was like a comet hit the earth because he basically called out his peers. He didn't call out every rapper, but he called out rappers in his generation. Goes from Ranger from Drake to Lupe Fiasco to J Cole to Wale, Meek Mill, Mac Miller, um, Lupe Fiasco. Was that Big Sean, Jay Electronica, and I think I'm missing somebody. Tyler the Creator. Um, he called out everybody. Oh, and Big Crit. He called out everybody that was in his name. Now, some artists had actually replied. I think
Mm-hmm.
Lupe replied, did a response record. Big Crit did a response record, which was the hottest one out of all of them, to be honest with you. Joel Ortiz did a response record. He wasn't even mentioned. He did one. Joe Buttons did one. He wasn't even mentioned. His was super fire. He put a spark back into the game. After he did that, him, Drake, and a bunch of other artists was taking shots at each other, back and forth, back and forth. But it was never where they mentioned his name. You know they was talking about him because if you go to YouTube and you look up breakdowns of disses, these guys do some research and they diss and they put stuff together and they're very good at doing that. So there was some things that came off as now Drake and Kendrick been having this silent war for a long time. Fast forward to I believe Damn. Kendrick came out with the Heart Part 4. And the Heart Part 4, he basically called out Drake when he said, Jay-Z is Hall of Fame. Sit your punk ass down. That means you're not bigger than rapping. Because I remember when Drake was saying he was bigger than rapping. And he's like, nah, nigga, you ain't bigger than rap. Go sit your punk ass down. Jay-Z's Hall of Fame, dog. What are you talking about? Right? So from there, but Drake said a couple of different things about Kendrick. And then also, too, before that, I'm sorry, Kendrick said something about Drake again on, what's that? On Pimp a Butterfly on King Kunta. And he said, rappers sharing bars. Or a rapper with a ghostwriter. What the fuck happened? I swear I wouldn't tell. Rappers sharing bars like they got a bottom bunk in a 2-man cell. So he basically saying that. And then Drake said a couple of different lines on a couple of different songs. Came at Kendrick. And I remember in the interview where Drake actually said, "Ain't nobody scared of Kendrick." You know what I'm saying? I believe he said they asked him about the Control verse, and he was like, "Oh, it wasn't nothing. It was just a blur. It wasn't. It was just. I just felt like he was just venting. Like it wasn't nothing." Fast forward into, I believe Kendrick really didn't say too much about Drake after that, and then First Person Shooter came, and that was years later. First Person Shooter came, him and J Cole. I'm not gonna really get into J Cole's back and forth with Kendrick silently, but First Person Shooter came and Drake saying things, and we all know Drake is very witty with words. He was coming at Kendrick. So Kendrick came back out after 2 years of him not saying a word. Zero. Nothing. He said absolutely nothing. I want y'all to understand this because this is about to get crazy. Kendrick Lamar does not have social media. If he does, he doesn't use it. He's not on Twitter. He has an Instagram, but he has one picture there, and he doesn't do nothing. He doesn't say anything, nothing. Kendrick Lamar drops like that, and he called out J. Cole and Drake. Because to Kendrick Lamar, out of all the people he named in Control, off of Control, they're the only two dudes left. Because if you look at what he said on Control, all the other people are not really relevant like that. They're the only two that's relevant that people look at as either one is the biggest artist and the other is the best rapper. J. Cole would be the best rapper and Drake would be the biggest artist. Kendrick Lamar is that guy in that room too. And everybody knows this. So, what happened now? He drops like that. He calls out the two dudes. He opens the floodgates of hip hop again. We are back in 2013 with Control now. Now everybody is dissing everybody. Now everybody has tracks against everybody. What happened? He said something about Drake. What your boy did, he comes and does a song, J. Cole, 7-minute drill. He starts apologizing after that. Drake comes back with push-ups, and he disses everybody. Right after that, who comes? Rick Ross. Rick Ross comes. This is Drake. Back and forth with Drake. Drake tells his mother all this good stuff. Now, here's where everything gets crazy. Kendrick Lamar has said one thing, and I believe that verse was like 1 minute long, and he has everybody doing all this now. He hasn't said a word since then. Not one thing. He hasn't peeped his head out. He hasn't popped his head out. He hasn't said nothing. I know a lot of y'all say that Kendrick Lamar should respond, and if he don't, he loses the battle. Here's the reason why Kendrick Lamar can respond whenever he wants. Because, number one of the biggest reasons why Kendrick Lamar can respond whenever he feel like it is because when he says something to them before, they never said nothing. They ain't say nothing. He called their names out in 2013. Nobody said his name.
Wow.
Never. That's one reason why. The second reason why is because I remember people telling me that Drake don't need to respond to Kendrick because he's the bigger artist. So if Drake's the bigger artist, right? Not disagreeing. If Drake's the biggest artist, then why does the Kendrick need to respond to him? Drake is chasing Kendrick now. Everything he's doing looks like he's desperate for Kendrick to battle him. But all these years, you didn't do this. Why all of a sudden you doing it now? And third of all, do Kendrick Lamar really have to respond to Drake? Is Drake even in his league when it comes to rapping as far as musically? I don't think so. Me personally, I like Drake. But we talking artistry here? No way. It's not even close. So, I tell you now, Kendrick can respond whenever the hell he feels like it. Because all the cards is in his court right now. He did one thing and had the whole rap game going crazy. Why do I need to respond? Do you see the power I have? I have much more power than you. I was gone for 2 years. I come back and blow the rap game up. You've been here all this time, and you haven't done nothing but drop a subpar 3-4 albums in the last 2 years. I come back with one verse, one, and I disrupt the whole game off that one verse. And I haven't said nothing since then. You made 2 songs. You made a song using AI with Snoop and Tupac. How is it that I have to respond to you? You're using artificial intelligence to try to beat me. Why do I have to respond to you? You're using fake voices to try to beat me. Now, I know what people are going to say, and I get it. It's hip-hop, and Drake's making it entertaining. I get it. And they say, oh, Drake's baiting him. Do Kendrick Lamar look like the type of artist that need to be baited? All the music, all the great music he has done, does he look like an artist that you could play with? Nope. Why would you think you can play with this guy? I don't understand why y'all don't know what's coming. I think y'all think that this is just something regular. If a man hasn't said nothing, zero, no words, you think he's playing? What do y'all think is going on here? This guy is in another mind state. You think that he is just doing this for what? I get it. Everybody's saying, well, this is hip hop and you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. Okay, then I can say the same thing about Drake. Why he ain't respond to Rick Ross? Why he ain't do a song of Rick Ross did a whole song on you, dog. Why you ain't do none of that? Rick Ross is a formidable opponent. What are we doing here?
He done messed around and made a whole project based around Drake.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? BBL Drake. You know how this goes. But look, there's nothing any of you can say to Kendrick. You can't say nothing. There's nothing you can say. You can't criticize his work. What can you say? There's nothing you can say. He's in a position where you can't say anything to him. Because you can't say he's a troll. He don't do no trolling. He never trolled. Every time Kendrick Lamar does a record and he coming at somebody, it's always him rapping. Every time. He never went online and said, you a bitch, or I can't stand you. You can't find none of that on Kendrick. Nothing. He hasn't said a word. Everything comes through his music. So if he want to take his time, he can do that. You think playing petty games with this guy? How you going to play petty games with Kendrick Lamar? This guy has 4 classic albums. You playing petty games with a guy who has 4 classics, who Prince said that he's one of the greatest of all time? Prince said that. Prince. The guy who won a Pulitzer Prize Award. No rapper, no musician, only jazz musicians wins that. No rock artist ever won that award. The guy who won 11 awards, one shy of Michael Jackson, 11 Grammys in one night. You think that this guy has to play petty games with some guy who y'all would say is a pop artist, but y'all just like because he has a nice voice? And he has some fire lyrics, too. Drake's pretty fire. But still, all I'm saying is, he don't have to reply right away. He could take his time. He could do whatever he want because he been taking his time. Y'all know that. Oh, if Kendrick don't reply by next week, then the battle's over. Even though y'all know damn well, if he reply a day later, y'all gonna listen to it. You think y'all not? Every one of y'all gonna listen to it. He can reply next year and y'all gonna listen to it. You know how I know? Because 2 years later, he replied, he did a John on Like That, and he set the world on fire. Y'all listen to it. And Like That is still number 1, and it's still the best.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like That is still number 1. That's crazy. Yeah.
Again, do I need to say anything to you if my record is still beating all y'all records off of my verse? Do I need to say something to you? Why?
He don't need to say nothing. He don't need.
I'm not no joke. He's not a joke, man. But go ahead, bro. You got it.
Man, just to piggyback on like his Like That record is still number 1 I mean, what else could you ask for as far as like a rapper? Like he's basically everything. And the thing about it is that the deeper this goes, as far as diss records, the more you're going to see a lot of these guys come out the woodwork and start speaking their 2 cents on the matter when you guys have not the slightest clue. Um, I mean, like I said before, Kendrick is just that guy right now, and everybody he's such a let me say this he's such a high such a such a high standard as far as like what I mean, what it is to be an MC. He set some high standards, and the energy right now within the community is crazy. It's crazy. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. I really am. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it because at this point, and we still ain't got a Kendrick Lamar record yet. But he could basically drop it anytime he wants. He'll probably drop tonight. Never know.
You
You know what I mean?
you
So
know how let me explain something real quick too. I'm gonna show y'all the difference between Drake and Kendrick and why these guys are where they at today, and why Drake is such a phenomenal being and Kendrick is such a phenomenal being. Drake is in the spotlight and people love him. Kendrick is not in the spotlight and people love him. This is how the dynamic of these two play out. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Kendrick isn't in the spotlight. Drake is. People love Kendrick and people love Drake. But here's the main question. If these two guys was in a room, right? Who are you trying to meet first? That's the
hmm,
question I have.
hmm,
That's what sets them apart. Are you trying to meet
hmm,
Drake or are you trying to meet Kendrick? Who are you trying to
hmm.
meet? Because if you walk in a room and they both standing there and you had a chance to meet one or the other, who you going up to first? I can guarantee you, most people would go up to Kendrick. And the reason why that is, and it's not Drake's fault, but the reason why that is because Kendrick is secretive.
Yeah.
Drake is, he's out there. Now, when it comes to people who just like popular people, of course they're gonna go to Drake. But someone with substance and someone you can probably learn something from, 9 times out of 10, most people are gonna go towards Kendrick. Right?
hmm
That's it. Now, here's another thing. Who would you do a song with first? Now, most people are gonna say, well, they would do a song with Drake because they feel as though that Drake would what? They would get big off Drake. But that's not
Yeah.
true. Because a lot of songs that Drake did, and a lot of people ain't even blow up. He's more popular, and people listen to the song for him. That's the thing about it that y'all not understanding. Just because you do a song with Drake doesn't make you popular. It's actually he gets more popular because he grabs your fan base. Now Kendrick
hmm
Lamar is a little bit different. I would choose to do a song with Kendrick because I know he's gonna come with something that's a little more introspective than Drake, and I like that type of stuff. Now taking nothing away from Drake, I'm just saying that's why. But these two guys are phenomenal. Now it may seem like I'm shitting on Drake. It may seem like I'm coming hard down on Drake. I'm really not. I'm just saying that it's the yin and yang versus each other. You know what I'm saying? This is literally like Michael Jackson versus Prince. This is what this really is. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. And when he said when Kendrick said he's like Prince, it's a full meaning to that. And I'm not gonna really go into it too much. Just do your research on Kendrick Lamar and you'll understand why he said he's like Prince. Do your research on Prince and do your research on Kendrick Lamar. And that's it. But what I will say, I'm here for it. Hashtag Kendrick Fault. He started all this. Hashtag Kendrick Fault 2024. Make sure y'all hashtag that. Sketchpad told you. You welcome. Thank you. Got anything else, brother?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, man, look, man. We out of here. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the Lupe fans on the page, too, man. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. He's still a poor man's Kendrick. I'm just going to put it like that. I know it hurts y'all feelings to hear that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Lupe is the boss in the game that nobody wants to fight because if they beat him, they get nothing for it. So they just avoid him. They just go, you know how you ever see a video game, where it's like there's a boss in the game, be like, oh, that boss down there, he hard as hell. Be like, but you got to fight him? Nah. You ain't got to fight that boss because if you beat him, you don't get nothing. You get a hat. That's it. You get a hat. So who wants a hat? You know what I'm saying? You get a sorcerer hat. You're like, what do you do with this hat? Nothing. It just makes you run faster. Like you don't get nothing. Like, come on. So that's what I'm saying about Lupe, man. He is the poor man's Kendrick. That's it. I know it hurt y'all feelings to hear it. And I know y'all mad about it. And I know some of y'all probably unsubscribed. I know it. I see it. Or some of y'all just watched the video. I ain't subscribing to you guys. No, y'all hurt my feelings. Saying that he ain't got no classic. He got one classic. That's it. The rest of his albums, okay. One boy named all his albums. Somebody in the comments was like, man, I never heard none of these.
I seen that. Yeah.
I never heard none of these. One dude said I had a dollar store mask on. Yo, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, we read all the comments. We read every comment. I read every comment. I have it on my phone, and at night I just sit up and I read all the comments. Y'all funny, man. None of y'all could get to me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't get offended. I don't know. If you disrespect me, I'm just gonna block you and delete you off the page. But if you say something funny, I'm gonna come on here and say it. It's funny. Y'all said some funny stuff. That's about it. But other than that, that ain't nothing to us. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to us. But just remember. What you say?
No, I was just gonna connect, but I'll let you finish first, then I'll say something.
Just remember, Lupe is the poor man's Kendrick. So remember that. he's the Kendrick is the Bentley, and what is Lupe? Chrysler C300.
Yeah, like I said, that's we're at a point. We're at a point right now, as far as our content. Like a lot of that stuff don't even phase or do anything. I laugh at the comments too nowadays. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, whatever. I remember one dude told me I shouldn't be snacking on nothing while I'm on camera. He said that to me. He said that to me.
Nigga, you can't be eating while you on camera. What's wrong? You forwarded the reactions.
Yeah, he's like, it spoiled the reactions.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna tell you? How you gonna tell you on your show you shouldn't be eating?
Yeah,
like, damn,
niggas. Bro. I couldn't snack on nothing. Like, damn, bro.
Nigga told you shouldn't be eating.
Yeah, I'm
you do that before you start doing reactions, because we don't like that.
Call me.
Like,
what he called me? He says oddly disgusting. I remind him of Bizarre off of D12. I said, oh really? I was like, okay.
Yo, look, you should give me your phone number next time. FaceTime him. You should FaceTime the nigga. Be like, what you say? Be like, what? I said that you look like Bizarre. Like, shut up, nigga.
He said
Hang
that.
up on him. Let's start doing that. Start giving niggas my phone number. Like, call me. They be like, what? What you mean call you? Yeah, call me. Call me right now. Call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is wild. But hey, man, Sketchpad, you know what it is. See y'all. Peace. Bye, man. We out of here. Oh, man. It's funny as hell.